Hello everybody, this is Instant Classic CD Punk. We are back with a much delayed episode of Final Fantasy 1. And there's a few things that I'm going to have to explain, and the first of which is why I've had a long delay yet again. Well, I mean, there's two factors. One of which is that we're currently working on the house right now. We've had some guy come in the last couple weeks having to repair the doors, and that would be the time that I would actually have to actually record, and I decided, well, since I'm going to have all this damn noise, I'm going to choose against doing that, so that way I don't have any interference, because I'm using a noise cancelling headset, but I don't think they'd be able to cancel out power tools. I don't think they're designed for that. But anyways, another reason is because of the fact that I've had tests come out the ass. Like, so many tests is ridiculous, so it was like, kind of hunker down for a couple weeks, focus on that, and now I've kind of got a couple weeks of reprieve from testing and everything. I can kind of relax and do this project again. And hopefully, I'm not promising weekly uploads anymore. It's going to be uploads whenever possible. I'm just gonna say that about that. This is, like, hopefully the next episode will be up. I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon. I'm gonna aim to put it up probably either tonight or Monday. It depends what's going on the rest of the night. If I feel like I'm gonna record more videos, I'm gonna record more videos. But if I don't, this is probably the one video that I record this week, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be done by the end of this week, and I can actually finish recording more stuff. But that's what happens when you hire somebody that shows up maybe 3 days out of the week. So it's taking his jolly old time. I think he finished most of the doors already, so I'm like, not as frustrated as I usually would be with this situation, but, you know, whatever. But overall, I mean, I have to say, like, the last couple weeks have been really good. I've done a lot of things, changing things in my life a little bit more, so that way I don't have to worry about everything else in my life. And, well, I mean, it's better to be a wrestling fan now. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a few fans of wrestling that I think maybe jumped in when I talked about what happened with the whole CM Punk thing. And, well, I'm starting to have a new theory about it. Maybe Punk actually left on his own accord because he wanted Bryan to have that spot. Everyone wants to say he wasn't happy with being not the main event. Well, say he wasn't unhappy about the fact that Daniel Bryan, the guy that works his ass off and deserves the biggest spot on the biggest show of the year, the debut show of the network, who's to say that he doesn't deserve that? I feel like CM Punk gave up his spot to give Daniel Bryan his opportunity. And you know what? In that sense, I'm not even mad. Because there's one guy in the business that deserves his Daniel Bryan right now. He is the best thing going. And go on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Go look up, I think it's like the Daniel Bryan Occupy Raw segment. One of the best segments I've seen in a long time, because everything about it was perfect. Like everything, like the way he just talked and promoted the matchup, it was perfect. I loved every minute of it. Because he had conviction in his voice. He was justified in his anger. And he wanted to, it was a very well done segment, and Triple H was perfect in his, like, anger. So it was possibly one of the best segments of Raw in a long time, and I say that, but they've had a lot of, they're saying they're straying away from talking, and I'm like, I'm all for that, because I'd much rather watch them tell the story they're trying to tell in the ring, rather than be, oh hey, we're gonna talk for like 20 minutes and then wrestle, like later on the night. Much rather you tell a story in the ring, like the old times. And the fact that they're doing that is amazing, because the fact that they've got all these new fans, they're getting all these new international markets, and rather than spend all the time trying to translate it, and badly let the match you're showing in the ring tell a story. I mean, I'd recommend a lot of people who don't watch wrestling as much anymore to go rewatch old, like, the early WrestleManias. Like, I try and find Savage Steamboat. I mean, there was a storyline, but they spent more time in, like, wrestling, and that was telling an entire story, rather than having you talk and tell us and give us a story. Which is 20-minute segments kills a show, I think. Okay, I'm sorry. I have the news on. I'm like, wonder what's going on. And like I said, hopefully I'll be able to put up more videos. I'm guaranteeing during the summer there will be a lot more videos, possibly more than one a week. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to take some classes during the summer, like an online class during the month of June, and I'll have more than enough time to kind of balance both that and this project, unless I can get an internship over the summer, which I'm hopefully over the next couple weeks I can kind of start planning that. Because I think I've got 20 classes to go before I graduate. I ain't got much time left on this. It's time to kind of hunker down, get a radio internship, and do it. Yeah, like I said, the next several episodes are gonna be like this. So if you don't like it, it's whatever. It's the fact that there's a lot going on and I have to do these, and you see, I'm not gonna get motivated to play through it, like just off-screen grinding, because it takes up a lot of time, and I'm like, I don't feel like. The thing is, this game moves so slow, it kills me, like at a point, you know, because I'm just stuck doing this all game. Sorry, I'm just tired. Like I said, the last several weeks have been just long ass days. But whatever, you know, I mean, I'm making a lot of money, doing a lot of work. Like, in fact, right now I'm working on a website project. Between that and I have papers I'm going to have to start writing pretty soon. Got one due in April, got one due in a semester. Like, one due at the beginning of April, one at the end of April. And one of those I'm more worried about because the fact I have a D in there right now, and I have to pass that class entirely to be able to. I have to pass that class. I want to get. And my goal this semester is 3.0. I've never really gotten. I don't know. Nobody really knows me. It's like, but I was never that good at school. So I got screwed around a lot, and now that I'm kind of like back in it, like fully, it's different now. Because I'm not just stuck in like working all the time. I'm not working as much, so I should have no excuse at all as to why I'm failing classes. And I think there's one class that I'm gonna say like I am quote unquote failing. I don't have like a 50, like a 46, like a complete another F that's gonna be almost impossible to fix. Luckily, my one DM class is rated a little bit differently than it is in most of the classes. It's like I have a 55 in there right now. That's like the minimum D you can get. Ooh, it showed something about the Avengers, not the Avengers, the Marvel Universe they're assembling. It's like, okay. I guess it's kind of the Avengers because they're talking about Age of Ultron, which I wonder what that's going to be about. But yeah, like I said, hopefully in the near future I'll be able to do a lot more episodes like this, upload a lot more episodes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to beat this game by the end of before my 1 year anniversary of doing the Let's Plays. This channel's been up since 2009, so it's about 5 years old. Yeah, 5 years old, and I hardly have any content. It's not because of... I feel like I might have to tell the story in a little bit. Sorry, hold on. Sorry about that again, guys. Once again, the second recording session in a row where the frickin' phone just decides to ring during a recording session, and since I just don't feel like redoing the entire fucking thing, we're gonna let that phone frickin' ring when it happens. Again. I think if it were at the beginning of the recording, I would frickin' fix it in a New York minute. But it's not. It's always at the very end, like the middle or the end of the damn thing, where I just don't feel like doing another damn recording. Seriously, it can't happen at a worse time. But, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna have to live with that. It's whatever. Like I said, we're almost done with this episode. Thank God. I mean, I love this project, but man, I don't have enough time to do it anymore. I'm too busy with a dozen other things. I'm way busier than I was last semester, and I don't even have projects besides the website that I have to do. Like, man, let me just say this. If you ever go to community college, make sure you have them tell you what you need to take in order to transfer into a 4-year institution, because they will fuck you around like nobody's business. They will tell you the wrong things. Because they told me, like, oh, hey, you don't need this, you don't need that, you need to do this to graduate from there to get an associate's degree, which was my plan. But I'm like, tell me what else I need to take to be able to transfer to UL and get a 4-year degree. They didn't tell me I need to take like a British lit. They needed to tell me this. They didn't tell me that. I could have easily gotten all this done in like a year. And it could have taken me like 2 years. If they had told me all this mess that I needed to take, but they told me I need to take this other thing that I actually didn't need in the long run. I'm going to explain this a little bit more in detail in the next episode, because I feel like I should do one just so I can rant about community colleges and how stupid they are. So next time we'll grind more levels and I'll talk about community colleges.